that kind of leads in, because you're so comfortable with it. Can you talk us through your Nord journey? It's we've been chatting and it seems like there's quite a long one, and it's fascinating. So just talk us through how you got introduced to them, how it's all worked for you, really, where it started.
Crikey, I'm going to show my age here now. I think I first became aware of Nord, I would say, in the early noughties, maybe 20 odd years ago. A friend of mine bought a Nord modular, and it was unbelievable.
In what way? Like, why was it unbelievable?
Just the way he could create any sound he wanted, and he just grabbed all the modules and kind of, he was quite a good sound designer. I couldn't afford it at the time, so I got myself, there was like a mini version that didn't have any of the screens on that you could hook up to the PC, and I had that, and I used that for lots of kind of dance records, which I used to kind of produce and program back in the day. And
that's in the early noughties?
Yeah, I want to say it might even be before that, it might even be the late 90s, I'm not sure when it was out, but my memory's not as good as it was, but definitely like 2001, 2002, around about there. That was my first introduction to Nord products. And what I was always struck with was they were never soaked in kind of effects, which all the keyboards at the time were, so they just sat perfectly in a mix and allowed you to then kind of take them in the direction that the song was going. So yeah, that was my first introduction, and I had that for quite a few years. And then when I started touring again, when studio work kind of, there was quite a downturn in kind of music production in the noughties, I got involved in touring again and gigging. And then I think by that time the Nord stages had come out, so you know, I noticed a big red keyboard in the shop, and I was like, oh, I recognise that colour. So I went and had a play on it, and then I was kind of. And
so you were touring with, it was Anastasia first?
I started with Anastasia, and then I got a job as the MD for Cheryl Cole. And that's when I switched to the stage 2, I think it was.
And why was that?
Just the playability of it. There's like the sound of it is just unbelievable. I brought it to a production rehearsal, and absolutely everybody instantly went, that sounds great, let's use that. I think it's still online, you can check it out. We did like a live lounge, and I'm playing it there, and it just sounded beautiful. We did like a ballad version of Parachutes. Yeah, absolutely, and it just sounded great. The BBC, the guy who was mixing it, just said that piano sounds beautiful. So it was like, right, I'm not going anywhere else. I'm going to use this from now on. So
at each stage, you've kind of been there, I guess, and now, like for this one, stage 4, you're here at the O2, and playing that, and it's like Nord has kind of been on that journey, and vice versa, I think.
That's right, and I do have to explain to my wife why I've got so many red keyboards upstairs in the loft, because I don't get rid of them, so I've just got every single iteration, and when you're touring you need 2 just in case one breaks down, so I've just got lots and lots of them. But yeah, I've just upgraded and upgraded as they've came out, and you know, used the new feature sets as and when they come.